And we're live.
Okay, I'm gonna do a very short recap. The heroes were in this Thorwallian city. Is it Prem?
It's Torwall.
Torwall, of course, Torwall. The city of Torwall, of course. And they have been investigating. The hetman has given them this assignment to investigate this old ruin of the church, and they have encountered what they believe to be a Oh, okay. Okay, now I'm hearing it double. I hear my voice.
Oh, wait. I'll reduce my voice.
I think I'm also here.
I hate this thing. Wait, I will get a third one.
Okay.
I hear you single.
I know. I think I'm hearing Spectre again.
Okay, yeah. Welcome to Google Hangout World, where we all have our double. If you ever wondered where Mirror, like in Star Trek was, it's on Google Hangout and live.
Yes,
so I have another myself with the big
parallel universes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I have a double of myself with a beard.
Should I mute myself? Does it stop them?
Hello. Hello?
Yeah.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah,
Wait,
we can.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, then let's do it without
Okay, sorry. Okay, I've turned it off. It was going in the background, and I didn't notice it. I'm gonna exit out. Okay, anyway. I think I'll restart the recap.
Why not?
Because I heard my voice and it was really distracting. Yeah, where we were here at the Dark Eye, the Orkland campaign, and in Thorwall, the heroes have been assigned to check out this old ruin, from this old church, and they've encountered what they believe was a specter. And yeah, it was really a nerve-wracking thing, and basically, the specter seemed to be in terror. Then after some events, they went back to the hetman and reported it, where they have met up with Kondar, the mercenary, the Thorwallian mercenary, and now they've been assigned to go on a quest into the Orklands. And that's where we left off last time, as we were discussing equipment in a bar.
Mm-hmm.
Just make it short and sweet.
Oh.
Yeah. And Maven was in the meantime in the Academy of Mages. Should read
Yeah,
up.
I've been hanging out in the library.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course. Sorry, I forgot that.
Okay. Then let's zoom in again into the bar. Chicken chaka, hoi, hoi, hoi.
Oh, that's good. Premium fire again.
Nothing better than premium fire in the morning.
Yeah, it's the breakfast of Thorwallian champions, as you all know.
I'm looking at the flute the priest gave me because I'm quite amazed with the gift I had, and I want to show it to Maven when he comes back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what he's holding is some you were there when he got it. It's a white bone-like flute.
Right, yeah, made from the bone of a whale. That's a precious gift. So I'm looking at it, and I'm dreaming in my head because I feel that it's almost like if Swafnir himself, herself or himself.
Himself.
himself gave it to me.
What's that? You two, you are not playing flute too? I thought the
No.
elf was enough.
Oh, I have the intention to play it to the elf because I'm not much of a player, but I will give it to him.
Uh, can't hurt much, I suppose. He could at least ask before he starts playing.
Oh, well, you know, you don't like his music.
Uh,
It it
no, but
feels
pipes, that's music.
well. That's what we'll have, and I think flute he can't he can bring that easily with him on that expedition. So why not?
Uh, so you're saying better that than nothing? Maybe.
Of course.
Can be entertaining. It's not the
Well,
music of this. It's not the music of the skald, but it is music.
well, that flute we don't. I think we don't. We will. You won't hear it that much often, Ook, because it's a special flute that may help us.
That's a
Yes.
special flute.
Yes, it's from a gift from the sea goddess, so to speak.
Is
We're going into the land, you know. Angrosh, that's the right god.
okay? Is Asgard
Mountains,
with
fire,
us?
and so on.
Sorry. Is Asgard with us?
Asgard is sitting at the end of the table and seems to be rather moody and looking into her drink.
Okay, so I wonder if she's jealous about my flute.
I keep an eye on this situation.
Okay. Well, we have to know each other. Well, okay, how many days we have left? 4 or 5 days. I think we will party in the city up until we go because there.
Might be our last time to celebrate.
Exactly. I don't know if there's any friendly taverns on the way of our journey. So,
I wouldn't surprise if there wouldn't be.
is there taverns?
As far as I researched, there's still a couple of. We still have to go through a couple of Thorvalian cities, and then we are on the way to Plexcare, and I believe to have read that there are taverns on the way because it's about a travel of 2 to 4 days, depending on whether you're on horseback or on foot. And then, of course, there's Plexcare itself. But I believe after that, we are basically on our own.
Well, we'll party, but I think we'll have a list to do too. If we want to have everything we need to our that expedition. Everyone has a thing to write.
I don't look like I'm not a scholar, but
Oh, I have a book I will write about our exploits.
Okay. Well, we'll have to think about what we need. I am used to live in the woods alone, but I have a cabin with everything I needed in it. It's the first time I will be really camping every night out of nowhere.
Well, when I went to Menedestein we used to use tents.
Yeah. Oh, I do. I do. I used to have one in the woods. Sometimes I didn't slept in my cabin, but yeah, a new one. Let's see, a tent.
Otherwise, it's starting to go into summer, so maybe the nights aren't as cold as they could be. So if we are quick on our feet and use only the summertime, and then we could probably go with some blankets.
Okay. Okay. I am writing rations.
We'll definitely need rations because we don't know what we can hunt there, if we can
No.
hunt at all. I mean, I'm not questioning your skill in hunting, but if there's no game to be found.
No, I thought about it, and what Burkide told us earlier, I just don't want to take any chance. It wasn't a clear answer.
We're
In
eventually.
Orkland, also rabbit, many rabbit.
I'm fine with rabbit. Rabbit is good. My grandmother used to make good rabbit stew.
Hey, Burkide, does rabbit pelt has any values among the orcs?
Depends on tribe.
On the tribe? Because
Some
you
say
know,
good, some say good to make warm. Some say it's cowardly animal.
okay, maybe I would get some pelts along the way if it can be, you know, if we can exchange some with the orcs with that.
Yes, yes. I think bartering goods is the only way we're gonna do any kind of trade if we are gonna do trade.
If
So
trading with orcs, better steal.
Okay.
There are only tribe Korogai trading in steel. They
well,
far east.
we're not there to get any trouble, guy. If we just give Del 2 or 3 pelts just to say, okay, we were just passing by to map the area, maybe it will work. No, it doesn't. Don't need to steal them anything.
No, not stealing. Steel. Metal.
Ah, sorry. It's the accent.
Yes.
Seems like you guys favor curved swords. Perhaps we should pick up some sabers along the way.
Well, in what will we bring them on ourselves? Because it will be too heavy, and having a carriage. I don't know if it's a good idea to bring a carriage with that.
Well,
Wagon or-
haven't we discussed that we would go on foot because it raises less suspicion? So we
Yes.
cannot take too much stuff with us. We should bring the bare essentials, so to speak. I think a sleeping bag should be enough. I mean, I used to sleep on the dragon ships. We don't have any. It's not one of those fancy middle land ships where you have like a place to go down. There's only you don't have. You cannot go below deck. There is no below deck.
No.
You sleep outside. You eat outside, and you shit outside. Well, not in the ship, obviously, but yeah. You have no. you know what I'm talking about, Gruff.
Oh, yeah. Well, we've been, me and Marvio and even Mavon, we've been on a dragon ship.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I'm well aware of the accommodations. But 3 or 4 swords, if it would appease someone as a way to barter out from our life, it's a small price to pay. So, and you can just sling them on your back. I mean, you don't have to draw them from the back, so there's no reason that you need them in a better position.
Okay.
I think we should be able to get quite the amount of goods for a good steel sword. If we have, somebody who is, yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm finishing my meal and wait for Maven to come back at some point.
Yeah, I take my dagger and I'm eating now. What is it? Some jerky, some yeah, some fish and some yeah.
I go up to Borkai. Where are we again? We're in the tavern, right?
Yes, the tavern. I
I
made
get
up
up,
the
I
name.
go up
Yeah.
to Borkai, and I say, "Hey, can I see that?" And I point to his sword. If he's got it on him.
He has also a saber, though not one as fancy as you.
Yeah, you said it was more like a machete.
Yeah, right.
Other character, is that the orc style saber?
No, it's not an Arbach, if that's what you mean.
Arbach, yes, I know those.
It's not one of those.
Okay.
It's much more simple. It's
Those are quite wicked looking blades.
yeah. But and for now, at least, you don't know them.
Yeah, no, this is meta knowledge. My character doesn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I ask him, how does that thing handle? Compared to set.
You take overhead and you slash. What else?
Where is its point of balance?
It's what?
I take out my saber, and then I balance it on my finger for him. See, this is really close to the hilt.
What you doing that for? You don't.
Well,
How do you fight like that? You put on handle.
Yes, I know, but this will handle a lot different than your sword. How it feels in your hand.
Yes, when you only use finger to hold, it handles differently. Much more stupidly.
Uh-oh. I kind of look to the side to see if he understands, because I'm... and then I just say, well, what kind of swords do you think that they'd like if I was to go in? And then I'm putting my sword away. Swords like yours?
I look at kind of Marvio and just smiles and just shake my head, like just kind of indicating it's like you're barking at the wrong tree, so to speak.
I look back over here and at him, and I get the message. I had to try.
This is not a Gorethian swordsmaster, this is a orc, so to speak.
Right, but it still matters to them. I'm sure that if they hold my thing, if he held my sword, it would feel way too light in his hands, and you'd probably think it was a toothpick.
Oh yeah, I'm sure, and I'm sure it just seems like, I think he gets the concept. He would understand it. He's just maybe not understands it in that many words.
Yeah. Well, just by looking at it, I guess they like them heavy, and top heavy. I guess.
Why wouldn't you want heavy? The more heavy, the more strong you come down.
Well, as far as I know, I fought with some people. They had actually very thin swords, almost like you would call them like a toothpick almost, or a sewing needle. But they were very precise. They were, what are they called? Fencing swords? A rapier? Something like that.
Yeah.
I don't
Do
know
you know what?
anymore.
They're actually no lighter than a one-handed sword. It's just all in how it's balanced.
Yeah. It's just very interesting to me. I mean, I remember a lot of my friends would laugh at him, but then he showed some real skill on the battlefield.
Yeah.
It was more about, then again, I trust my good old Scrya here, my axe. You know. It does have a long pointy end, which I can stab. And it has like a long kind of steel, almost like a dagger. With the axe, it's a two-sided axe. So
Yeah, yeah. So you can use it kind of like a short spear on top of being an axe.
yeah, well, yeah, it's a
Sort of.
traditional.
More of a dagger, but yeah.
It's a long spike, more like it's a dagger because you use the dagger skill. It's like a long
Ah.
spike. Well,
Well,
this is used to get through the when somebody has some heavy armor to get in through that in between the plates of armor.
Just
what would I have to roll if, in case I've seen a similar sword to his, or
to whose?
more
Both sides,
civilized lands,
to
like
both sides, or
yeah. Because I do go to a port city, so I could have seen like say
well,
Tulane or
what
something,
what
or
he has is basically a very cheap kind of saber. It's not
uh,
there's not much skill going into the blade. It's just some metal sheet that's roughly hewn into the form into a curved form and a bit sharpened on one side. From what you see, you would say it will probably in a year it won't be of any use because it has rusted away.
uh,
So
okay,
it's
well,
really a very cheap version.
all right, okay. Well, in that case, probably won't put that much thought into it. And I got out a D12 instead of a D20.
Okay. Um, how does it look with Marbjorn? Maven, sorry.
Maven he's sitting in the library looking through the books, and after a few hours of doing that, he closes them, looks around the room at everyone sitting in there studying, going about their scholarly activities. Then he stands up and he starts walking down one of the hallways that he saw the female, Ciliana,
Mm-hmm.
walk down. And he
So
starts walking down looking.
you're looking for her?
Yeah, he's looking for Ciliana. He's walking down the hallways looking in the doorways. So he finds what her office is.
Well, do you knock on doors or?
I read, see if there's placards on the outsides, and if there's people walking by, I ask for directions.
Actually, after a while, you find her office.
Okay. I gently knock on the door and wait for a response.
Come in.
I walk into the room and say, "Hello, Ciliana."
Maven Hustlinger
We
it
met
was,
briefly.
right?
Yeah, Yes, that's correct. We met briefly in the library.
Yeah. Please come in
I don't mean to interrupt.
and sit.
I don't mean to interrupt you and take up too much of your time. And I walk in and sit down as she directs me. I just had a brief question I was wondering if you might be able to answer for me. My father was human, and he left for the north according to my mother, which is one of the reasons why I've been heading in this direction. And I came upon my other fellows, and I thought, oh, we're all heading in the same direction. We could share the same tasks. I was wondering, is there any record of humans who passed through here? Is there any way of finding lists of names? Is there a directory that people have to log into, record their name
I
when they enter?
fear even though Doran tries to do his best, the amount of paperwork that's done here is lacking when compared to the Middle Realm or other more civilized places.
I see. Well,
Um,
that might be an option to check with him. I'm just trying to find any sort of track record of where he's been. It's been probably 10, 15 years since he left. And my mother was very vague about the direction that he went in. So I'm just trying to find any evidence as to where he might have been. Just trying to track him down and find him.
hmm. You could also try to go into into the town hall. Maybe they can find his name there. But if you have no idea where to look, it's not like you can search through the entire files in a day.
Yes, I understand. It just dawned on me while I was in the city, I might as well see if there's any record. See if he, because he was supposedly a part of an official military unit, and I was wanting to find, perhaps maybe his name was logged in somewhere that I could find.
Well, if he was with some kind of military, maybe at the castle of Ukdal, they know something.
What was the name of that again?
Old Ukdal, the castle on the hillside, just
Ah,
above the
okay.
harbor bay.
That will be a good place to start. Oh, well, thank you very much for the information. I did not mean to disturb you.
It's no problem. If that's all,
Oh,
I will have to look into a few more exams.
very good. I was an assistant to one of the instructors at the academy. I know quite a bit about grading exams, so I will leave you to your business.
Thank you.
I get up, cordially bow, leave the room, and close their door.
Mm-hmm.
And I walk out towards the front door, just casually, watching everything that's happening as I go out. And
Mm-hmm.
then I start making my way to the castle, the Uktal.
Okay. Yeah. Just bring up the image again. This one. Okay. So, currently you are here. You can see the red.
I can
Yes.
see it.
Okay. And you basically are sent here, and after a short walk past the otter skin of the Hetman, You come to a guarded front gate where some, you would say, maybe 15-year-old boy stands guard with a axe at his side in leather armor, looking at you expectantly.
I walk up to him with the pleasantest smile on my face that I possibly can muster and say, "Hello, my name is Mavon Hostlinger. May I ask your name?"
What is your business here?
Ah, very good. Straight to the point. I have come here to inquire as to whether or not I might search any names of the military records. My father was enrolled in the military, and I was wanting to find if he happened to have passed through this way. Would it be possible for me to speak to someone in this regard?
So you want to speak with Master Drumrush?
If that is possible.
I will go in and go to your left and check with Master Porter, and he will send you to Master Drumrush.
Very good. Thank you. I walk into the door and follow to the best of my ability the directions that he gave me.
Mm-hmm. Here you come in. It's for a castle. It's rather small. On the walls are rather thick, and on the edges you can see that there are siege weapons. It seems that are mostly directed into the direction of the harbor. In the courtyard, there's also quite a few standing puppets that people can train on. Currently, there's a couple of students in the courtyard, it seems, doing exercises. And a middle-aged man bellowing orders at them. And yeah, you turn to the right there, and on a small wooden house. There is a not shield, a sign on the door saying that this is the house of the porter. And after you knock, an older man, maybe in his 70s or so, with mustache, grey, and also graying hair, will open. Yes.
Hello. I am sorry to interrupt you at your business, but I was wondering if I might have a moment of your time.
What
My
can I
name
do?
is Mavon Hostlinger. My name is Mavon Hostlinger, and I was speaking to Ciliana over at the academy, and she directed me towards you. I was wondering to find Ciliana. She's one of the teachers at the academy, and she directed me over to find you and to speak
You
with
are
you.
a mage, I see.
Yes, yes.
What do you want?
Well, my father was named Theod Hostlinger, and he came in this direction according to my mother. And I'm just trying to find him and track him down, as I have not spoke to him or seen him in some time. I'm just doing what I can to try to track him down, and I was just trying to find a possible lead, see if his name was recorded here as he was a military man.
We can go and see into our files. Maybe he worked here as an instructor, possibly, or as someone to work our catapults. Follow me.
Very good, thank you. I follow behind him.
I always wanted to ask, those ears, can they hear better?
I I have been told that can hear better than the average human. I've only experienced my own hearing. Though I am only half-elven, I can't hear quite as well as full-blooded elves. But yes, I can hear things that most humans can't.
Ah, interesting. Here we are. We will enter one of the side towers of the castle. Um, he will get out with shaky hands key and open open the door. Inside there's there's a cupboard with lots of scrolls. When was your father here?
I'm sorry?
When was your father here?
He left about 10-15 years ago, and my mother told me that he went to fight in the north.
Then let's see. 15 years ago, that would make it 991 Bosphorus Fall. Here. Um, I'm afraid, he will point at one part of the cupboard. I'm afraid you will have to read for yourself. My eyes, they're not what they used to be.
That's perfectly understandable. Is there like a tome or something, scrolls or something in there?
There's a number of scrolls, and there seems to be a place in the cupboard for each year. There's a small label, a plaque, for each of the years underneath.
May I look through these? Do I have permission to look through these, Mr. Master Porter?
As you are a mage, you can probably be trusted. I will get you something to make light in here. So that your eyes don't get older, too older as they needed to be.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your kindness. And as he leaves, I start pulling down the books in that year, that time frame, and I start looking through the names that are listed.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get back into the tavern. Anybody there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. I was just looking for images, for example, of the Scrudger.
So I look at everyone to see general mood or what's going on, and
I'm currently engaged with some. I'm playing some dice with some other Thorvalians. So it's an old Thorvalian dice game that sailors like to play.
A dice game, you say?
I
Yeah,
gotta roll my.
wouldn't they have a dice game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's about something different.
I got an 8, so I rolled above a 5.
Okay, so you're tempted, but you don't have to jump and take part of the game.
Yeah. Besides, I'm broke now.
And I look at him. Oh, you want to play?
Do I have to roll again for that?
No.
Yeah. I look at him like, I'm sorry, I'm broke. I'd love to though.
It's very interesting. He basically starts explaining the game, and it's basically he looks at the dice, and the dice have like symbols on them, and it's basically just just out of character explaining here. Oh yeah, that's the axe that I'm wielding, the Scrya or Scraja.
Yeah, this one.
So you see, there's this big thorn thing, which is you can use the dagger skill to stab people.
and there's interesting signs on the um, or here's like Celtic art on the side of the blades.
Yeah, yeah, runes. It would be like family runes or something like
Yeah.
that, or a blessing. I'm explaining to him it's basically like the poker game in The Witcher, but with dice, you know? Because they say on a ship they don't like to play a poker with cards, or they don't. It's very hard to play uh, cards because it's really wet and the cards get wet. So they use dice made out of bones, out of fish bones. So.
Yeah. Well, you have fun with that. If I find some coins, I'll come and join you.
Sounds good. And
He'll probably take away my jacket.
these are made out of a lucky fish. It's that's what it's called. It's a lucky fish. But he grabs into his mantle and he takes out a little box. If you want, these are my old dice. These ones I have since a couple of years, but these ones you could have. It's a kind of present to you, you know. Will be a good
well,
omen.
thank you.
We can
I
have
take the
something
die.
to we can have something to pass the time in the voyage. So, and yeah.
Sure.
Yes,
Well,
yes. Don't buy these cheap dice on those markets and whatever. You have to get it from a carver, a bone carver, and it has to be like it has to be a personal gift.
I'm going to use my gambling skill to just kind of look at the dice and see if it's like weighted or anything.
Okay.
I mean, it's probably not, but see if it has like differences or something in how it rolls.
Mm-hmm.
So I roll it around in my hand and let's see if I have any see any patterns. And this
And
is a terrible roll. All right.
well,
So
out
you
of, they are not. They are just used a lot, but they're still in good shape. So, but you can see they have been played with a lot. So the
Well,
ink inside of the little dots, is barely legible. That would have to
is
be, yeah. So
okay. All right.
these
I'll
are
just take that because I'm obviously not going to do my gambling with this roll. I got like a 6, a 19, and a 13, or
okay.
16 and 19 and a 13.
Any points left?
No,
Did you
no,
miss?
I didn't. I don't think I did. I'm trying to find. Trying to find. Where'd gambling go? Would that be board? No, it wouldn't be board games.
Let me look.
Oh, cheat down here. Courage. I usually go black first. Courage is 9. Charisma is 16, and 13 for dexterity. Okay,
Looks
courage.
sounds manageable.
Yeah, I beat charisma and dexterity. Okay, that's not too bad. Yeah, I made it. I made it with
Okay.
quite a bit more, actually.
How much do you have in mathematics?
Mathematics.
Yeah.
Let's
Or
see.
calculation?
6.
6. Okay, so basically, you're kind of calculating odds already for the different combinations that he explained to you. And maybe over the next couple of days, you will subconsciously try to get a good strategy for the game.
All right. So I put the dice in my pocket and say, "Thank you very much."
Yeah, of course. I'm sure there might be a chance we might not have a chance to play the game. I'm sure Gruff has his own pair of poker dice.
Yes. What? I'm looking at the flute.
Well, my character Kondar is playing some poker dice. You know,
Let's call
made
it
out of
Yal dice.
Jal dice. There we go.
Oh, I'm not much into gambling, you know.
Yeah. Not everybody is, but it gets really boring on the sea voyages. So.
Well, I like to look at it, but I don't like to participate. When you're alone in the wood, you learn how not to be that much greedy.
Makes sense. Yes. That's very humble. But yeah, on the long sea voyages, it's either that or we have fights. See
Yeah,
who could win.
yeah, absolutely. But Kandar,
Or we talk about women.
yeah, absolutely, and that's what I want to talk about.
Yes.
Since the only girl we'll have in our expedition is Asgard, and she don't seems to be, a very, happy one. Do you know more happy girl in the town?
Well, there is a other character. I mean, Sorwa. There has to be some whorehouses, basically.
Yeah, there's a couple of brothels.
Well, if you
Um,
wanna look for something quick, I could recommend you.
Wait a moment.
There we go. The big book of knowledge.
Uh,
In the big book of knowledge, we all have the names.
I'm thinking about the.
the bear hole.
Bear hole.
There's the bear hole, yeah.
The
Bear
King
hole.
Blue.
I want to go there. The bear hole.
Go there.
I love the name.
Oh yeah, it's inspiring. Because Grove is thinking to himself, maybe it will be the last time ever. I'm quite a realist person, I'm down to earth person, so he wants to go there. I will do it James Bond way with no no details.
Right. I do it the same way. It's like the camera fades
Yeah,
away.
the James Bond
Yeah.
way.
Yes.
Okay.
This is not fatal, people. We don't roll for that stuff.
Yeah.
No. It's
So
not
that's,
Gerb
don't-
sex.
You don't have to do good rolls, no.
No.
You got to roll under your constitution and your dexterity.
Your courage first, of course.
Oh, I have lots of constitution. Speaking of that.
So you pull an all-nighter, I see.
Put on your constitution. She got bored.
Oh, I have a question, Narabin. How much
Yeah.
money would I have at this point? Because I didn't know how I should roll that. Starting.
Let's say you have 2d6 in ducats.
Okay, let me roll here. So I have 5 ducats. Okay, that's a good amount.
Okay.
Yeah. I go to my favorite establishment. And yeah.
So the Torvalians leave the group and
Because I'm quite I've gambled away. Let's say I gambled away. Let's be honest here. I gambled away a whole ducat in
okay.
silver, and I'm like, okay, it's time to end this. And I'm already a little bit drunk. Well, I'm quite drunk actually. And yeah, well, good night, people. I think Gruff had the right idea, so I'll follow his example. although not the bear hole.
Well, the only problem is that I don't have any money left. Garhel didn't give us any money yet, I guess.
I go to before he goes, I go to Gruff and says, "Here's 50 silver." I just give him to in a small bag, like, here. That should give you a good time.
You know,
Oh,
that's the 5 ducats you had, no, right?
No, I've gambled away once. I have now 3.5, so
No, I
three ducats and
mean,
50 silvers.
no. 50 silvers would be 5 ducats.
Oh,
It's
I forgot. Right, 10. Right. Sorry. They're not
yeah,
50. I meant
yeah.
half a ducat, so it's would be 25 then.
Five
five,
silver.
five silver.
Wait. Five silver. Sorry, I'm thinking D&D currency. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, 5 silver.
Right.
Okay.
Yes. This
I
should
think.
give you. It should give you
Ah,
some good times.
okay. Thank you. I will give it back to you. Well, in money. Okay. Don't. Okay. Thank you.
Please. I'm open-minded, but I'm not that open-minded.
Ah,
Okay. So you retreat to
the
certain
bear hole.
locations
So,
and have a
by
couple
the
of
way,
nice
where is
hours.
the rest of the party? Oh,
Sorry, Chris.
Sorry, Chris,
where,
I can't hear you quite well.
where is the rest of the party at the moment? You know, the
Uh,
explorer.
at this moment, Detroit is still there, but he stopped eating and is scribbling away in his book. The Skulls and Asgard will both have also gone by now. Urkai is more or less drunk and has his head on the table. And Uksh will also be sitting with the Torvalians and will have taken Kurgai's place and will play dice.
Hmm. Well, at that, you know, what time is it? It's getting pretty
Oh,
late, isn't it?
no, actually, you started the day very early, so it's probably, let's say, about 2 hours past midday. Or
Uh,
yeah,
well,
there's still almost half of the day before you, though you're obviously already a bit drunk.
it's a little bit early to be to be this far along, but um, I on that, you know, I go back to the longhouse and take a little nap so I could have a good head this evening. You know.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Back to the scriptorium, if you will. Um, for now, you've looked through 3 years worth of materials, and
Okay.
you could find someone named Haas with the last name, though not Haslinger. Maybe they shortened his name and he worked here, or maybe he changed it.
Well, I'll carefully write down any details I find about it. Then I figure that 3-year period is probably the closest that he would have come here. So there's no point in exploring all the other years. So I'll carefully stow all the scrolls and books back in where they were
Well,
at.
this person that you found seems to have worked here as a guard uh, and has left or rather has left the employ of the fortress at the end of that particular year. So that would be 12 years ago.
Okay. After I put all the books back, I'll go find the Master Porter again.
Ah, there you are. Have you found anything?
I found something interesting. During that time period, there was someone whose last name was noted as Hass. I thought it might have been a shortening of our last name. Was there someone here from 12 years ago who might be familiar with the
Oh,
guards from that time period?
I think his name was, or he said his name was Rutger Haas. Yes, yes, I know him.
Ah,
Um,
you know
fellow
him?
was fellow of middle height, with brown hair and brown eyes. Didn't say very much.
Interesting. Do you happen to know where he went after his employment here ended?
I hear I believe he went to Fex Care, um, though I don't know why.
What was
This
the
is
name of that?
Fex Care. It's a city in direction in in the east from here.
Interesting. Oh, well, thank you so much for the information that you provided me and for your hospitality in allowing me to look through your records.
No problem. Have a nice day.
Very well. I'll leave the fortification and head back towards the longhouse. I didn't know where they were going to, did I?
No. When you return,
Okay, yeah.
you will probably run into a slightly shaky moving Marvio.
Marvio!
Hey, Mavon, what have you been up to?
Oh, I was just at the academy. I was looking through notes and tomes, looking for anything for our expedition north, trying to find any information that might be of help to us.
Oh, well, good thinking. Huh. So, did you?
I actually went with the Magister back to that tower before I went to the academy. He says that they might have to perform yet another exorcism on that tower. Apparently it's happened a few times.
Wow, there must be something there, something a little bit more powerful than a couple wayward ghosts. I mean, I've never. Shouldn't one exorcism usually do it?
I don't know if they're particularly strong, bound with particularly strong emotions to that location, they can wander back there after some time. But it's pretty rare.
Uh-uh. Wow, that's crazy.
So, there was a great deal of death. There might be a breach in the weave there that where these spirits may wander back there and find their own way back to where the moment of their death and relive it. Something very traumatic must have happened.
Well, when the Empire fell, it was a pretty traumatic time for a lot of people.
Are you headed back to the Longhouse?
Yeah, I seem to have been a little bit presumptuous with my alcohol intake, a little bit too quickly. It's only
More drinking games?
No games. I was just got carried away with dinner. That's all. Or lunch.
Well, I will accompany you back.
Oh, thank you very much. Um, did you find out anything that might help us along?
Well, I actually found some interesting magic that I might be able to use to help divine information of our locales and might be of some use to us. But I would have need to spend days, if not weeks, in that massive library finding and going through all of the records and everything that's there to find something specific. But I think what I found will be of some use.
Cool, cool. Well, good, good. um,
How was your meal?
it was very tasty. We had boar. Well, you don't know how boar is. uh, but yeah, it was very tasty. A little bit on the gamey side. You know.
He kind of shudders and cringes when he talks about eating the meat.
Oh, I'm sorry, but yeah. Well,
I don't force my sensibilities on others.
uh, well, if more people were like you, we'd have a happier world. Uh,
That is what my grandfather always said, at least of himself.
I did make a good little laugh about that. Um, well, um, uh, yeah, never realized how much I actually drank. I'm getting a little on the woozy side. So,
I'm not going to drink for a while after that evening before the tower. I feel that that impaired my judgment.
we did what we could.
I think if I had had my full judgment about me, I might have been able to make better decisions.
Uh,
I
well,
blame myself for that man's death.
yeah, we should have went during the daytime. Yeah.
This is very true.
Yeah, at least we would have been able to see. That was the biggest thing. Would have seen who he was at first. We could have had something. We could have done something about it.
But the other side of the token, when considering that, is the spirit possessing him may have drove him to commit suicide or something at that evening. So he might have died anyway, had we gone in the morning.
True, true. I looked down at my feet and poor guy.
I didn't mean to be such a depressing company. I've been told that I have that effect on humans at times.
It's okay. It's just I hope Katla doesn't blame us.
I'm sure she will for some time.
Yeah, that's probably true.
It's best to avoid the docks for a while.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with that. So, do you have any ideas? Anything? We already discussed what we would bring along. Do you have anything on you that you think we ought to?
I have everything that I need personally. I'm used to sleeping in the wild, sleeping in the woods. Other than provisions, food, sustenance, maybe something in case we hit a rainstorm, something of that matter.
Have you ever been this far north, though?
No, I have not. I have never ventured this far north.
Maybe if you want a suggestion, maybe you might get familiar with the plant life in this area. You might not want to find something that you think is one thing and eat it, and it turns out to be something else.
That is a good suggestion. I should probably seek someone out and find some information.
Yeah.
Maybe at this point we could do a little abstraction, and you can discuss what your characters will do and get in the next couple of days before you take your leave.
Okay, I'd like a sleep. I'm gonna just basically I'm gonna buy different things that my character will need, like
Well, as I said, as long as you keep fairly reasonable, then the house of the hetman will pay for the expenses.
Okay. I just want to get like things. I'm just gonna list it off, and then I'm gonna list it here, just like JDR 30.
Yeah, I was.
Francois did. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna collect, and of course I'm gonna do like generic, going to the tavern, eating and stuff. So basic stuff. But really, I'm just gonna get prepared for the voyage. And interacting also with the other characters,
Of course.
and you know, getting to know them better, so, you know, bonding, so we can, you know, trust each other on the long way to the into the Orklands. So
I'm going to.
I'll probably spend more time. Oh, sorry.
Well, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. I was just gonna say
Okay.
I'll probably spend more time in the academy. I'm looking up plant lore and whatnot, and just terrain of the area of the north. And the only provisions that I'll probably get are just food and some sort of lean-to for rain and just basic traveling gear.
Okay.
Mhm.
Did you check out the famous pills?
I haven't had a chance to see them.
You were to see, you know, the mage from the place to check out about those famous pills that can resurrect us almost.
Cool.
Yeah, I'll
yeah.
probably do some research on them.
Okay.
No, I'm just going to take that list that the other people were listing off and then go get some of those goods and get a few trade goods like knives and stuff in case, you know, we might have to barter for our lives
Mm-hmm.
with yeah.
Well,
knife.
you can take some more. I can't bring some, you know, blades. It still is a good thing to barter. So yes, I agree to put some into my backpack. I think I have lots of place with the list I've made. These are not very big stuff.
No.
No.
As far as I see, you have only 3 heavy objects, so you have
Yeah.
quite a few, quite a bit of strength left.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm going to take rope because you always need rope.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a rope. Yeah. Well, I'm thinking about maybe how they call this flints?
What?
Flint, not the grappling
Flint.
hook. Sorry.
Flint and steel or what?
Yeah. Well, I will. Well, maybe I'll get some grappling hook. That is not on my list, but some grappling hooks.
I've gotten a water like thing to drink out the leather thing. How do you call this in English?
Water skin.
What
A
is
water skin, of course. Yeah. Skin.
I'm copying my list on my on Facebook too.
Included in the rations, maybe a couple blocks of like hardtack or something, just in case we go down to nothing. We'd have something to fall back on.
For
Something.
preservable foods, you will find hard cheese and hard. What's Wurst? Um,
Jerky, maybe jerky.
Yeah, something
Dried
like
meats.
that. Yeah.
I just put in trail rations, so it's just like generic dry food that doesn't rots. I mean,
And of
whatever
course,
that
the
is. So.
famous Torvalian dried fish.
Yes, of course.
Very spicy, dried in the sun.
Yeah, that should work. I was thinking more like because we got a vegetarian here, so I was thinking like some hard bread, something hard enough that things wouldn't be able to eat into it, but you can dip it into water or something and then eat it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, like hardtack.
Yeah.
Mavon is hoping that he finds plenty of stuff about the.
I have one question. I have already a backpack, but I have one question with the because I was thinking of getting a pipe and some pipe weed, but now this might be a little bit crazy here. But do they have actually cigars, or is that too crazy?
No, cigars would more. Well, you could find cigars probably from a Alanfanian ship that was captured.
Okay.
But they would cost extra because, of course, they are goods that come from far, far from the south.
Yes, yes. How much would it be? Let's.
Let's say a silver for one cigar.
Okay, I'll pay that. That's cool. That's cool.
And
I wasn't sure
I
if
would
you
say
allowed that.
you can get a maximum of 5.
I just need one. It's gonna be my when we succeed in our quest. It's gonna be
I see.
celebrate. Yes, exactly. So that's cool.
Also, I'll bring some alcohol with me or get like cheap. I'll have like some barrels of drinking alcohol, but the majority of the alcohol will be like straight alcohol for cleaning wounds and stuff.
Well, there is no straight alcohol in that sense, except you want to go to an alchemist.
Oh.
And
I'm trained in medicine, so I probably can handle that.
Okay, well, never mind with that.
I don't know how much my character knows about alchemy, but does he? What is that one? There's this one leaf that is good for healing that you don't even have to make into a potion, but it's the.
Mostly for Maven, that would be whirlweed. It's a grass.
Yes.
That's growing almost anywhere. At least you can find it almost anywhere, even though it's not, it's not everywhere. And yeah.
Okay. I would like a fine bottle of mead. Does that cost extra, or just whatever? It doesn't have to be the best.
That would probably go into the meat is it's a basic consumable. So of course, in your rations would be meat. So. You don't have to pay that.
So for the yes, I'm pretty sure they have meat. Now the cigar that was a stretch. I'm gonna pay for that extra. But the mead, I'm pretty sure they have mead. You know.
Yeah.
Like if I wanted elven wine or something, yeah, that would be a stretch. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait. Do elves in the Dark Eye even drink wine? Do they make it even?
Do you know?
My character doesn't know. I'm just
So you will have to find out
Yes.
at some point.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay, this is the things I want to get.
Okay.
For my part, well, I do take what is on my list, and I will put some grease on my clothing to make it more waterproof. Things I'm used to, and for the rest of the day, I kind of roam around the city alone, far from people, getting to the harbor and looking at the horizon.
Okay.
That's all. Yeah, I
So
do
you're a
talk
bit
with the
free.
others, but I kind of take some kind of solitude before getting into the group, because I know I will be with all these guys all the time for an unknown amount of time.
Yeah.
I have a question. Would my character know about healing potions?
Knowing probably yes. Making them, of course, not.
No, I don't want to make them. I
Yeah.
know I'm not the scholar or mage or whatever. But is there an
Well,
alchemist shop where I could put?
you know that there are some, and you know that you could possibly buy some at the Mages Academy.
Yes, just as a last resort. Because I'm sure warriors tend to have at least sometimes, especially if they have some cash, just like as a last resort.
Yeah.
We have the pills.
The pills, okay, that's great too. How much would a healing? Wait, you're checking it, right? Sorry.
I'm checking right.
Right.
Okay, it's not up there. No, it's not here. Okay.
There's some pretty cool alchemy rules in third edition, like where not only was there the recipe, but you would actually roll. There was an alternative roll. You would roll how well you mix the potion, and then it would say, and then you would not tell the players, right? So they would have to test it, and it might be really bad, and it will have bad effects, but it might be even really good, and it might have extra effects. It's
Ah,
pretty,
No,
it's pretty fun stuff.
that's
But that's
why
third
you
edition.
catch rats.
What?
That's why you catch rats and
Yes.
feed them
well,
potions.
well, that makes
Well,
potions quite unique, I think, because in D&D, every potion is almost as we described it, in the same kind of a bottle, like if it was Coca-Cola.
yeah. Well, in the video games, in the old video games, in the realms of Arcania, you actually had to also, you could buy potions, but they were expensive. So you could go out into the woods, collect the ingredients, if you had a good herbology skill, and then you could mix the potions yourself. You had to find a recipe and stuff. It was pretty cool, but you would always, if you would succeed with making the potion, then it would be always a normal potion. But yeah, it was interesting. I remember making potions and stuff, going into battle and everything.
So, actually, one would cost you between 5 and 15 ducats. Where
Okay,
five,
then
where
I'm not
where
getting one
five
then.
ducats, where 5 ducats, one would, well, maybe you want to buy one as a group. Where a 5 ducat one would be one without any guarantees.
Right.
A 10 ducat one would be one where you can at least assume that it will actually heal you. That's checked. and a 15-1 with one that has at least the effect of closing a wound.
Right.
I do have healing magic.
Uh,
Might be
oh,
good to
okay.
have one just in case. I'm incapacitated.
Oh,
I can't heal.
Let me just check. I believe Maven also has quite a bit of skill in alchemy.
Yeah, I'm at 8.
8.
We could,
Okay.
do
Then
you know
you
the
could.
recipe? I ask him for this
Then
potion.
you probably healing potions are, or the recipe for healing potions are relatively common knowledge, and so you could possibly do one yourself, and it would only cost you about 2 ducats.
What I remember also, out of, okay, sorry, I don't want to interrupt, but one more thing I liked in the 3rd edition rules was they had a whole listing for drugs, and then rolling what kind of effects they would have on you. Now that
Yeah.
was a whole can of worms that was hilarious at times. Oh, roll, you're dead. Oh, roll the same drug. Oh, you just gained new knowledge. You get a new skill. Anyway, sorry. There was this one, rainbow dust, and one of the ingredients
Yeah.
was the Funkelstein, which was the stone in the middle of a dragon. So it's extremely expensive, but it's extremely addicting.
Yeah.
It's like magical LSD.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay. Again, what kind of transportation do you want to get as a group? Anything?
I
no.
thought
What
we
about
had
horses?
talked about walking, so as not to draw too much
Well,
attention. I mean,
So
we could get horses to ride until we get to the Orklands, and then sell them there, or trade them for something. If we don't want to draw too much attention when we get into the Orklands.
It seems like buying a horse and just leaving it there seems kind of a waste. We might as well just go the whole way.
well,
Well, I was
since,
thinking we might be out of food at that time. We could trade the horse for more food and whatnot.
we could eat horse.
Of course.
Yes.
yeah, it's good meat, but no, Maven, you have a point. In foot, how much time till the Orkland?
Well, from what I have seen in the maps, it's probably well. Also, I've talked with Garheld about this, and we'll probably be taken by boat a couple of 100 mile or 100 miles about along the river by boat, and from there on we will have to walk, and then it's another 100 miles to Pexcare.
Okay, so we
What
have.
And
about just
after
a
that,
pack?
the autumn practically begins.
What about just a pack mule?
Well, we'll be on a boat for 100 mile. I don't think we'll have a horse on that boat.
Yeah, if we're
Well,
going by
yeah,
boat,
but a mule
probably
is
don't want to take a
small
horse.
enough, and a mule is small enough, and we could put like a pack saddle on it.
I don't know. I think maybe just going by foot might be the best choice here.
If we're on one of those long boats, they might not have room for a horse on it or any sort of animals.
I rarely remember, if at all, ever. What do you think, Gruff? Have been horses transported with longboats?
Never saw that, but
I never seen it either, honestly.
I was raised in a village that was more living on agriculture than I was far from the sea.
When I was on the sea on longboats, I don't remember, because in other boats, maybe down south, they might have a place for the horse, But the longboats is what you see is what you get, you know?
Yeah.
Well, I guess we could always get something, get a pack animal at Fex Care.
Yeah.
The only thing that I really think we need an animal for is to carry some of our stuff. For instance, if we get attacked, do we really want to be lugging that stuff around or just leaving it lying around?
Well, I only brought as much that would fit in my backpack.
Me too.
So
Okay.
I'm gonna take that with me. I didn't take too much stuff. Out of character. This should all fit in my backpack, right? Shouldn't be too heavy.
From what I've seen, the only thing, the tent is maybe making your backpack a bit big, but aside
Well,
from that,
well, if I'm really desperate, I could throw it down, right?
yeah, if you're desperate, you can just
Just not throw down the whole backpack. Just take the tent and just throw it
loosen the
down.
backpack and it will fall to the ground. So
Yeah.
Well,
I can leave without the tent, but the sleeping bag I think would be important, especially when it gets cold, to have something.
yeah. We probably also need blankets for everyone too. Sleeping
Yeah.
bag or.
I have that on my list.
I think sleeping bag should be fine for me.
Sleeping under the canopy of the stars is most appreciated by me.
Oh,
Well, I
This
just
is
brought the
Thorwald.
tent just in case. So.
I mean, it snows well into spring and starts early in fall.
I
Well,
haven't seen snow yet.
just to make it clear, we are at the end of spring and in the beginning of the summer.
Oh, okay. Well, then never mind there.
So,
It could still rain though.
and for if you inquire a bit, this year has so far been particularly dry.
Oh,
So the river that's going through here, the Bodia, is not carrying as much water as in other years.
oh.
Well, I say just be prepared. If I never have to bring out the tent, then the better. But yeah, I personally say my vote is not to bring the horses, but you know, I say majority votes, so I believe in that.
Perhaps we can get a pack meal at the end of the boat ride.
Well, one way or the other, if it's been particularly dry, we probably won't have as much chances to collect rainwater if we get holed up there for some time. So we might need to bring extra water.
Mm.
Well, Gruff could find water. Aren't you skilled in that?
Oh yeah. Well, I'm skilled in finding stuff in the wood, but I don't know if there's no wood. Well, yeah, I can find water, but I can't guarantee anything.
We could bring some extra water skins, I guess.
If we follow that river through the Orklands, it might be fresh water.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, but if we go through, then at some point probably we will have to leave the river behind. So
Why?
you're probably right that we will have the freshwater supply for a very long time, but at some point we will have to depend on other means.
Well, I think I can still carry 2 full water skins with me.
But the question is, do we have a pack animal to bring more?
Well, we could bring, like Marvio suggested, bring empty ones. And then when we're about to leave the river area, we could fill them up and take them with us. So we're not carrying around a bunch of full ones with us the whole time.
I think I
Yeah.
can still carry 2 extra, and I think most of us can carry maybe 2 extra. And then we can figure out the rest. There's got to be water out there too, somehow.
Well, orcs
If
drink.
the place is erupting in fire, well, the orcs drink blood.
Well, do I look like a
Only on high
vampire?
festive days.
Oh, I see. Anyway, I think we should, maybe just get 2 extra water skins. And
That
the
sounds
idea
reasonable.
of bringing them as empty ones before we leave the river, then filling them up sounds reasonable to me.
Okay.
I don't
Sounds
think.
like a plan.
Okay, so I'm gonna add 2 extra water skins. So
Me too.
Yeah. I'll probably get. I'll probably bring 3 water skins with me too.
Okay.
1 is filled and the other 2 are empty.
Yeah.
So they also fit snug in the backpack.
Okay. Do you have any special ideas besides usual items like the lists you made?
Yeah, I go to Mavon with the flute.
Out of character, how about a flying carpet? That does exist.
Trade they out.
I have that express. No, I'm just kidding. But it does exist. I'm just kidding. That I didn't say that.
I heard of that in Tales.
I said that out of character. I didn't say that. I don't even know what that is.
Okay, I go to Mavon with the flute at some point and show it.
Oh, that's a very interesting instrument you have there.
Yes, it was
I
given
did
to
not
me.
know you play.
Yeah, well, it's a bone from a whale that was carved into that flute. And it's a gift from Swafnir. It has been blessed. It's a gift I had at the temple. And I'm not much of
That's
a player,
interesting.
but don't try it now. Because that flute, if we are in great need, if we are desperate, what I've been told to me is that it can help us if you play it. Out of character.
In what way?
I don't know. Out of character, what do I remember exactly about
He said when you're in need of shelter or food, then it could help you like it helped the Yorga expedition that settled here.
Okay, was there a limited amount of time we could use it, or
He didn't specify really, he just said you shouldn't try to abuse it or Swafnir might not grant you.
Yeah.
He
Well,
I
said.
might get mad at you.
Okay.
Here's
Well,
a fun question. Off the top of your head, do you know if there's any I guess loose physicians we could hire? Like a field medic or something.
I'm almost skilled to the professional level.
Oh, okay, never mind.
When you check your people for their abilities to treat wounds or illnesses or something, you'll find that Maven is quite capable. That
I have some skills.
I forgot his name. That Halmar is quite capable, and Dietrich also knows a thing or two.
Ah, so we have two learned medical practitioners and someone who could be an assistant. So maybe we
Something
need
like
to stock up on medical supplies, if that's the case, like scalpels, maybe a hacksaw in case.
I have a dagger.
Well, you know what I mean.
I would sooner use magic to heal you than to use such crude instruments to perform pseudo medicine on you.
Well, I raise my hands up. Well, you know, do you know a spell that can clean the blood? Do you- do you-
Clean the blood. My magic can heal wounds. It can save lives. Yes, I can help with it.
well, do you
He
know
almost
any
seems a little
spell?
indignant at the idea of using hacksaws and cutting people's limbs off.
I'm just saying, you know, if there's a poison and you can't do it, and it's something that your magic can't deal with, we might have to. We might have to make a tourniquet or something. I don't know.
I can
Whatever.
create these things, but I also know the alchemy lore. I know the lore of the plants. I can find things that can remove most any poisons. This was one of our major studies in school.
Out of character, I'm pretty sure there's a spell that neutralizes
Yeah,
poison.
but I don't think he has that.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, I don't.
You probably know of the spell, and it's also one that probably would be taught at the academy if you still have points left. You could also try to learn that.
Okay. So I have to see what column it's under. See if I can afford it.
I'll tell Maven. I'll leave that to you to get anything you need to bring along with you to help in that.
Very good.
Okay. Well, for my part, I think I have everything I need. I see myself as being the hunter of the group. I will try to make sure that everyone eats every night. Fresh food, if we can, I can find some. And
Okay.
so, well, that's much about it.
Okay. Um, I looked at complexity D, the spell,
Okay. Okay.
and it's Clarum Purum. I'm not sure. Maybe you
Yeah,
still
it's
already have.
Clarum Purum Narate or something like that.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
Balsams are up on the heels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, we have already coming to the 2 hour mark again. Um, do you have any comments? Or rather, do you still want to do something in this session? Then let me know.
Oh well, I'll declare that I'm probably going to practice or spar with whoever's willing to. The dwarf on top. The dwarf probably Condor too. It's
I am up for sparring, yeah.
probably yeah.
We can do a
I'll spar
montage.
whoever will come. Okay.
We can do like an 80s montage and like level up or something. Push it to the limit.
Play of Eye of the Tiger in the background.
With the
Or push it to the limit from Scarface or something. Or some anything from Rocky. Because that's like just montage after montage. Hearts on fire. It's really appropriate for a dark eye, this music. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Then, any comments on the session?
Oh, I liked it. I had fun. I think I was probably pretty weak role player this time. I'm just a little bit on the tired side. Don't know why.
Well, the entire session was a bit. It wasn't. What do I want to say?
It was
Well,
the high octane
Because
action.
of the plan, because of the planning, there wasn't
yeah,
as much role playing this time. But
and
that's just the nature of the thing.
yeah, I think the planning took much place and bits of role playing just to finish the things up. But I think we have done what we had to into that city.
I
Yeah.
think the preparation is
Yeah.
important too, because then we can plan our way ahead, because I think we won't regret that once we're on the way and stuff, to having all these things when we're like injured or something, or having to deal with, because if we were just going, oh, let's just go out with no stuff or whatever, we'll just figure it out, and then we like die the first night from hypothermia or something.
Yeah.
So I think that's also necessary, is the planning stage.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not much of a camper in real life, so I have difficulties to to project
Yeah,
myself
we
there.
all
Right.
do science here.
But no, I'm looking forward for this expedition. You know, it's the unknown.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Actually, before we go, I also get with Asgeld and ask her what she can do, just in general. If
I
she's just
didn't
a
I
fighter.
didn't get that.
Asgard, what
Asgard.
can she do besides just fighting?
She she's mostly comes from a very cold region, so she knows a couple of tricks there. She's also, you will find when the others are sparring, she will at least try to participate, and seems to be very competent with her axe. Though she will also get quite intense when fighting, and at some point she will just shake her head and leave. Um,
Uh,
The Berserker Rage.
yeah, you gotta watch that. I mean, I'm kind of nervous having her along, but I kind of but I mean, I don't want to single her out or anything. I, you know, um, yeah. Uh, okay, so she's got a bit of survival skills, especially for cold weather,
yeah,
and she's a more than competent fighter.
yeah,
I'm
Maybe as the party leader, just get more acquainted with her so that you can
Yeah,
recognize when she's about ready to go
that's
crazy.
probably yeah. Got my I guess I could make a human nature roll, but at this point it might entirely be necessary. I got plus 10. I got 10 in it, and
yeah. You can read when she's getting her tick really well already,
yeah,
and from what you see, she seems to recognize the signs also very well.
yeah. Actually, I asked her about it. Like, what would our course of action be if she gets into that zone? And
I would prefer if you try not to kill me, but I
well, you
understand
don't
if you
have to
have
worry.
to.
I nod and I say I would prefer not to kill you either. I kind of like you. You're
Um, mm, she will point to a bag at her side, a small pouch. Um, this here is a powder. If you can try to blow it into my face, she will hand it over to you. It might help me.
so I look at it and I guess I don't know any alchemy, so I wouldn't know what it is. But
No.
um, would I know if there's any kind of illicit drug it could be or something that
From
Not unless you take it.
thought, so it might be, but you don't really know. It's nothing you have seen in the southern cities.
Uh-huh. I tell her thank you for the advice. I'll do my best not to have to hurt you in any way, shape, or form.
And I will do likewise.
I nod and then go back about my business.
Okay. Anything else? Then
I take my last premium fire before going.
yeah.
Ticket.
Me too, with gruff. With gruff. Oi, 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 yeah.
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 I will remember that last sip all my trip.
Yeah.
And celebrate when we get back by taking another one, like my mother showed me how to do it.
I show him the bottle of mead, and I'm saying, if we succeed with our quest, we can celebrate a little bit earlier even. And then I put it back in the bag. But we want to open it before, so.
Oh, yeah. It will be worth the drink right when we get there.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Then I would say we come to a close, and if you have any additions to your backpacks, then just send me a message with it, and I will take a note.
Okay. Sounds
Yeah,
good.
no problems.
Okay.
And for you other two, page 160, as JDR pointed out
Cool.
in the core rulebook.
Yeah.
As
The English
basic
one, right?
Okay.
If you have any ideas that are not covered by the list, just send me a note and I will try to find it.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, that page 160. That's the English one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I guess we can take the list from D&D. Since we're not checking the cost, we can take a list from any other game just to
Yeah,
get
so if
inspiration.
you're looking for inspiration or something, then of course any other book will do. And
Yes.
if
I will
it's
have that.
nothing too special, just check with me.
From any core book. Let's have the Warpole Sword from D&D and the Mega Damage Laser from Rift. The Mega Damage Laser from Rifts.
I have the.
I'm kidding. Come
I
on.
have second edition Arms and Equipment Guide. Yeah. Oh,
There's also no magical swords in the marketplace. Sorry.
I'm kidding. Yes, I'm just joking.
So we'll think about our expedition and well, see you next week, guys.
Yeah, sounds good.
See you.
Yep.
Okay.
See you next.